So the second module in international marketing systems is the international environment system and research. Okay, here most of all we are going to study about how to gather the information, how to collect the data, how to analyze that information, how that analyzed information will be used for marketing decisions, okay, by the managers who are dealing with the international business. Okay. So let us see what is this all about. Okay. So in this module, we are going to have to cover this many things. This is the agenda for the second module. This is the syllabus which is there for your course. Okay. So first one is definition. We'll learn about the definition meaning of the global marketing information system. Then we learn about the process of marketing research, very important. Next, analyzing global opportunities, screening international marketing opportunities. Okay, so how to capture the opportunities which will be identified after doing the marketing research. Will come to know the opportunities in the international market. Okay, once we understand the opportunities in the international market, then we will look for the how can we segment our you know globe into different segments, and how we can target the countries. Okay, so we'll try to group the markets and we'll start targeting the countries. How exactly you do in domestic market, how you segment the market, then you target the market. Same concept applicable in international marketing also, but it is a wider thing and it has a different approach than the domestic approach. Okay, then analyzing international buyer, business market, and government markets. So these are the three categories: international buyers, business markets, and government markets. So we have to analyze these three things. How we have to analyze, and I will see. Okay, the last bit we are going to study is international marketing research process. Okay, so these are the uh, scope of your module. Okay, first let us begin with the first thing, that is definition and meaning of marketing information system and global marketing information system. So what do you mean by marketing information system? So marketing information system is nothing but you are collecting the information, right? Or you can say that sometimes we use information and data as the same word. Okay, so marketing information is collecting the data. Data means the facts and figures from both internal and external sources. Okay, so why we collect this data, we will see. Okay, so first we have to understand in marketing information system, this everything is about information. Okay, data. So in this period of time, this era of technology, the data is the your power. Okay, so that's why the company which is having a data related to, that is facts and figures. Data means, okay, what is the facts and figures of the anything which we are going to make decision upon, right? So that is the, so data is a like power now, right? So the company which is having a exact and absolute data on a given time about anything would make a right decisions. That's why the whenever we are saying that information means it is a collection of data. Data is nothing but it's a facts and figures from the different sources. Okay, we will see which are the sources we are going to get this data with, that is facts and figures. From various sources we get these facts and figures. So which are the sources? Those are internal and external sources. In the next coming slides we are going to discuss about the sources of the information also. Then after collecting this data, what we will do, we will store in our, right, like hardware or a hard disk, how you store in your pen drive, hard disk and all. In the company also there is a information system. So the company will store the data and it classify the data according to the different categories. After classifying, you analyze the data and store the data for the future reference. Okay. Say for example, let us take an example like if you are producing a deodorant, okay, if you want to market a deodorant, you're already in okay fast moving consumer goods market. Your company or a brand which is producing already producing a product line which is having a deodorant, right? Now you want to come with a new flavor of deodorant. So now we want to come with new flavor of deodorant means before that you have to collect the information, right? So after collecting this information, you store this information. Okay, you classify that information like what kind of flavors are expected from the uh, your customers, right? So you classify, say example, men versus women, right? So these two category you are finding out here, men deodorant versus women deodorant. So you have classified into two categories now. After classifying, you again analyze it like men, women, age, right, income group, all those things you you classify that information and you analyze it, right? How many have said that they would buy your product, how many have said that they would not buy your product, right? So you analyze it by using various statistical methods, right? You are not new to these things, you already studied in statistics how to analyze the data, how to interpret the data. After interpretation, analyzing and interpretation this data, you will store this data, and whenever you want to take a decision upon any, management problem or any given situation, so this data would be act as reference for, and it will help you in solving or making solving problem or making decisions. Okay. The stored information can be recalled, restored immediately in the form required for decision making by marketers. Okay, this is what we discussed now. We can restore it or we can recollect whenever we want, right? It is just how you store your favorite photos or favorite memories in your mobile phone. Whenever you want to, recollect or restore, recollect the data, you just your Google Drive, you use your Gmail account. Okay. These are act as your own database, right? So similarly in the organization also they have an information system where they store the collected data, they classify it, they analyze it, they interpret it, and they keep it ready whenever the situation arises. uh, they use the data to take the decisions. Okay. So definition, according to Carney, Steele and Governey, marketing information system is an organized set of procedures, information handling routine. Okay, they are saying that marketing information system is an organized set of procedure. It is not like whenever we want, however we want, collecting the data or analyzing the data and keeping it, right? It is a procedure, right? So it takes place in a step by step process. Okay, so it is step by step process and it is handling the information routine. Okay, so whatever the daily basis information a business want, so handling that information, and also that information we will make it in a usable manner, right? That is your reports. Okay. So when we collect the data, analyze the data, interpret the data, then we'll report that data into a, which we can read, which we can be represent, which we can present into the uh, in front of decision makers, right? So that is what this definition is saying about. So a marketing information is an organized set of procedures, information handling routine, and reporting techniques designed to provide the information required for making marketing decision. Okay. So this is about definition given by Pandit Still and Govani, three people. Okay. Next, going forward, global marketing information system. Global marketing information system is also similar to the marketing information system, but here we are going to give a global approach to it. Okay. So now we are going to see about it involves different countries customer, different countries governments, different countries business partners, right? So that is the framework of the these all people will come in the frame of marketing information system when we are talking about the global perspective. So global marketing information system is an organized collection of telecommunication equipment, computer hardware and software data and personal design to capture, store, update, manipulate and analyze and immediately display information about worldwide business. Same thing they are saying. So they have a telecommunication information system, right? So everything we are talking here about it is a part of a telecommunication equipment system, like your laptops in the office or your computers in the office or your hardware, your server. Okay, wherever the data is not stored in the shelves now, physical format, right? The data is stored in the computer hardware. Um, or your company server or somewhere in the centralized server if you are a global company. So they say that because the organization is a global organization, it might have its business units in different countries. They might have different, parts of the world they might be doing business. So all the information from all part of the business would be gathered and stored in one place. Okay. So whenever and wherever the information is required, there that information can be uh, retrieved. Okay. So before that, what we data we store it. Before that, we what we do, we analyze the data, and we will keep the data ready to feed to the decision makers. Whenever the decision makers want to take decision about, the data is ready, the information is ready, it is analyzed, it is categorized, okay, it is interpreted, and it is reported, and that data would be given to a decision maker to take the right decision about any kind of marketing problems which were faced, or any kind of any situation where decision making is required. Okay. Next, why some of the tasks which involved in developing and maintaining information system, why you have to maintain or develop the information system. The first one is scanning the global environment. Okay. Why we scan the global environment? To monitor the trends. Okay, what is going on in the world market? If you're a seller of deodorant, what is the trend which is going? What kind of deodorant are selling more? Which kind of deodorant are facing the failure? So what is the trend which is going? Okay, how they are marketing this particular product, our competitors. Okay, what is the demand of the customer? What is the expectation of the customers? So pinpoint those specific aspects for the each geographical area, because we are talking about the global marketing. So that's why we have to think about different geographical area. In some countries, deodorant would not be used because deodorant contains the percentage of alcohol in it. There are certain countries where alcohol is banned. Consumption and usage of in any kind alcohol is banned. So we have to think, and we have to have the information about these countries, and what kind of to tackle such situation, what kind of product we could come out with. So, right, that is what their implication for the, this is the one of the implication I have given for the geographical area and product markets of the company involved in. Okay. Next, why we have to maintain the information system. So we have to maintain information system to assess how to reallocate resources and effort across different countries, product markets and target segments to achieve desired rate of growth and profitability. Here, when we are talking about reallocating resources, maybe where you have, say for example, in 10 countries you have your manufacturing base. Okay, so you might have set up your manufacturing base in these 10 countries by looking at the cheaper labor, that is a natural resource which is available. Okay, say for example, in 2 to 3 countries, there are no skilled labor to manufacture your product. There are human resources which are cheaply available, but they are not skilled labors to produce your goods and services. So whatever the resources, your like monetary, non-monetary resources, your you know giving to those countries would result in non-profit, because if you don't have skilled labors, means your production will become slow. If your production will become slow, means your growth and profitability will be affected. So to reallocate the resources, you need the information about where and why and how the resources could be apportioned to various countries. Okay, this is what information will help us. Okay, so that's why we collect before starting any business. We collect the information about that country. Next one is monitoring performance in different countries and product markets throughout the world. So information system is just not only providing information for the decision making, it also act as a monitor, you know, why certain countries the product is, effectively the sales is good, and why in other countries the sales is not good. So timely basis, the information would, when you are updating the information on timely basis, daily basis, say for example, you would understand the trends that why in a particular period, say for example, India, and take the neighbor country like Pakistan. Okay, so we can say the trends. If you are a producer of garments, if you are a marketer for garments, say for example, if you say take the sales rate during the Diwali time, so you can see the trend going upward in the sales. uh, if you see in Ramadan time, the trend is going upward in Pakistan. So this is the culture which is making the difference in trend. So you are monitoring your sales timely basis, so that you could supply more during Diwali in India and during Ramadan in Pakistan. So this is how your monitoring would access. If any gap is happening in supply of resources, if anything, why this deviation is taking place. So what could be done to fill that gap and correct the deviation would be taken. This kind of decision would be taken by monitoring of this uh, information. Okay, so the again in my information, uh, maintaining an information system to company, which includes transmitting ideas and experience from different countries and areas of the world through the organization, right? So if you learn something from one country, you could transmit that idea to the other countries, and if that is successful, there might be some general criteria where you can use. So for example, pricing, all developing countries would be given a mediocre prices. So the experience of one developing country's price pattern would help in fixing the price in other developing country, right? So this is transmitting idea and experience from different countries, how you can share the experiences, ideas from the different countries, and you can take some decision related to the countries, and which will help you in tackling many marketing problems. Okay, why do we need marketing information system? Why any global company or any company which is dealing with international marketing, why do they need the information system? The first and basic thing why marketing research is started, uh, okay, the basic function of marketing research or collecting information is anticipation of consumer demand. Okay, so we want to identify the whether our product or services is having demand in the market or not. I'm ready to provide a new product, or I'm ready to provide a new service line, I'm ready to start up with. But whether there is a demand for the product or service, first we will collect the information for that. Okay, so that is one anticipation of anticipation of consumer demand. Okay, mass production and mass distribution in expanding markets are based on anticipation of consumer demand. Okay, so this is called as consumer oriented marketing approach. First you collect the demand, whether the demand is there for product or services, then you produce the product or services. Okay, it is not like a ancient type where we are producing goods or services, the customers or the consumer has to buy it. Now the marketing approach has shifted to customer oriented approach or consumer oriented approach, where first demand is forecasted, then the production will be made for that to fulfill that demand. So every company needs to update knowledge about their consumer needs and their wants. Correct. So when you have the knowledge about your consumer needs and wants, then you can try to fulfill them. Then only the sales will happen. Okay. So in the dynamic economy, consumer tasters, their taste, fashion, or liking and disliking is constantly changing it, which is not static because the variety is available, the competition is huge. Okay, so that's why we have to have the information handy, uh, and about the consumer demand, and this will help us in uh, making some decision. We cannot rely on some intuitions or some guesswork, like traditionally we used to like this product would be a huge hit. Without any research we cannot say that, right? So first you do the research, you collect the information whether demand is there or not, then you uh, set it for the sale. Okay, so intuition and guesswork is a traditional method, but first you estimate the demand, anticipate it, then you make the product and you sell that product. Okay, second one is complexity of marketing. Okay, so what we say, this current era modern marketing has become much more complex. Okay, so it is expanding its borders, it's so ever expanding markets, and competitive marketing environment has arrived. So this required adequate marketing uh, information system, adequate intelligence we say, right? Intelligence is nothing but information. Um, Even in our home ministry, we have an intelligence organization. What they do, they have the information, right? That is the intelligence organization do. Similarly, in our marketing, in our organization, also we have to have an intelligence department where the information is collected. So expanding this expanding markets and competitive marketing environment, what is required is adequate intelligence, right? Hence, the organization needs to have this marketing information system to feed the information, right? To give the information, you know, for the uh, required thing. Okay. Next one is significance of economic indicators. Okay. So this demand and supply is an economic indicator, right? Demand and supply is an economic indicator. So these are changing constantly. Sometimes demand will be there, supply will be there. Sometimes demand is there, supply is not there. Sometimes supply is there, demand is there. So they are changing continuously. So this will determine the when demand is there, supply is not there, the price will change. Other marketing conditions will change. Okay, so that's what it is interrelated. Correct. In a wider and complex economy, fluctuation in demand and supply and prices are very huge. Right, they are tremendous. Um, we cannot predict what would happen in the uh, next moment, like how it happened in past 2 3 months. The economy is really going slowing down because demands for the consumer durables is lowered. So the routine products like your toiletries, we call it as a fast moving consumer goods, there is a demand. The demand is there for those kind of products. But if you see the electronic durables, other durables, the demand is decreased now. So it is a, nobody has predicted that world would come to something like this, right? So that's why it will affect on the prices of the consumer durables. In few days we will see how this will affect the prices of the consumer durable. We will discuss when it happens. Okay, so markets must have latest information on the changing trends of supply, demand and prices. Okay, so these are the economic indicators serves as a basis for analyzing these trends, especially for prices and other economic conditions. Okay, next one is development in technology. So today, marketers are today must be, we should be very creative, innovative. Uh, if you are not inventing things, then you will perish, right? Invent or perish. This is the slogan we everywhere it is happening right now. Okay, so they should have the latest information regarding what is the technological development happening in the global environment, what are the new products are providing to the customers by our competitors or non-competitors also. In different industry we have to be updated because there will be interrelated things which we could produce. If there is a one new product had come, say for example robots, if India has become a huge demand for robot, then you could produce something which is a sub product for the, or a byproduct, or like a supplementary product or a supporting product like some batteries, switchboard, something like that, right? So you have to very careful in analyzing the technological development. What are the new products are developing in the market, what is the new processes, okay, what are the new techniques which are based on which the product are developing. So these are the some information you should have about the technological related thing. Okay, so those information will help us in coming up with new things in the uh, our business. Now, going to next point, understanding the consumers. Definitely, when we are anticipating the demand, we are trying to understand the consumer, right? So, how you understand the consumer? Um, we do have a you know there is a gap between consumers and the marketers or the producers. So this gap would be removed or minimized by marketing research. What consumer want, what the marketer should produce, right? So this is the gap we need to fill it up. The success depends on how much you have reduced this gap between the consumer and the marketer. Okay, so if the gap is larger, means you're not doing a marketing research activity, you're not taking the uh, feedback, or you're not taking the information, preference, taste of consumer, and you're not producing according to that required thing for the consumer. Okay, uh, so this gap is responsible for kind of unrealistic marketing plans and programs. If you're not collecting data, what is required from the consumer, if you're not collecting, means you're producing something which is not, something which is unwanted from the for the consumer. They don't want it, just you're producing because there's a gap, you're not understanding your consumer. If you understand your consumer, you produce the things which is required from your consumer. Okay. So this, in we have to uh, collect the data in a day-to-day basis about consumer satisfaction, consumer dissatisfaction. So this information you organize their wants, needs, their preferences, right? And you have a two-way flow of information. Like consumer wants something from a marketer, and marketer is also ready to give something which consumer is, whether he is ready to accept or not. Okay, when there is an invention happens, so that cannot be, that might be a new product, but if you explain that product feature and usability of that product, utility of that product, then the consumer may accept your product, right? So the gap we are having with consumer, you just won't have to remove it. That is what we are saying, we say about how do we understand our consumer. Okay, this is always two ways. The last one is marketing planning. So marketing plan and programs are based upon information which is supplied by marketing research, right? So whatever the plans takes place, which is depending upon the marketing research. First you do the research, collect the data or information, analyze that, store the data, classify the data, analyze it, report it, then provide that report on table in front of the decision makers. Then those decision makers will, take the uh, plan, the marketing plan they do. They have to try to sell the product by, making different strategies. Okay. Say for example, sales forecast is the base for production plan, base for marketing plan, base for financial plan and budgeting. Okay. So marketing information alone can, supply information to all these three departments. See, sales department, marketing department, financial department, and production department, even human resource department, right? If you have a extra sales for this, if you have a sales forecast for this year, if you say that this year would be double the sales, then you need extra labors to work. That comes under HR department. You needed, production plan for that, right? Shift production, machine running, how to run the machines in a shift wise or accommodate more labors, right? Next, marketing plan, how how to sell this products, where to target, where to segment, how to price, package, and brand them. Financial plan, how to pay this to the laborers, machines, and all overhead expenses, budgeting and all. So these are the interrelated, right? One information could, supply one information could, relate to the all the departments of the organization and taking the decision about the different organization. Okay, so the global marketing information system uh, would help us in all these areas. Okay, so this is about today's class. In the next class, we will discuss about sources of information for marketing, yeah, information system. Okay, and also the framework for the global marketing information system.